Hey everybody! So as we mentioned on a recent episode of our podcast, we have some Cyberpunk 2077 leaks and news coming soon, but we have discussed Cyberpunk 2077 previously on our channel, especially on podcast episodes, so I wanted to bring all that together in one video so that everyone can be caught up before we delve into the new information. So here are all the important clips from our podcasts and videos where we've discussed Cyberpunk 2077.
This brings us to our next big rumor, and it has to do with a game that's been on my list for, a few years, and we are expecting it to come out sometime in 2077. And the game is...
Half-Life 3.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, sorry.
That's a joke. We don't expect Cyberpunk to come out in 2077. They have made a reiteration recently where they're promising to... They're not promising, but there's been some information come out that said, yes, it is planned to come out by about 2019. So another 2 years.
Oy.
But we have just received some rumors and some information today that Cyberpunk 2077, all of the work they've done thus far has been scrapped. The game has not been scrapped. We need to clarify this because a couple other people covered this, and the way they kind of stated it was like, oh hey, it's gone, it's not coming out, game's not happening anymore, we're gonna get more The Witcher Wild Hunt stuff, and we're gonna get more expansions. So that's not true. So
Cyberpunk 2077 is happening, but well, what parts of what they've done so far are being scrapped? Because you've got a whole bunch of different parts to that development cycle. You go from your initial concept, into design, and then
Yes. So what happened is they had a new game director come in, and there was some clashes of concepts and, from what I'm hearing, tech, which I'm hearing from more than one game studio right now, which I've been hearing people talk about very recently in a couple other places, and it seems to be that there's some new tech on the field, some new technology on the field that has or promises to revolutionize game development and process and creation. If this is true, then this would explain why a new game developer comes in and basically throws everything out and wants to essentially start over from scrap. Because if a game developer walks in and they look at their list and they look at their time and they say, oh my, we've got 2 years, 3 years to get this game out at our current rate on a current tech, that'll be really close. But if we utilize this new thing that's come out, we can have it, come out at that same time and it'll be better.
So are we're talking about some kind of a development tech?
Some kind of a development tech? Possibly a new engine, although I haven't heard a lot to do with that. What I think it could be, if some of the rumors are true, it might be a new AI component that is only compatible with certain programs and certain current tech, and it is not super backwards compatible with other engines and stuff like that.
Some breaking news happening with regard to Cyberpunk 2077, a highly anticipated game coming from developer CD Projekt Red, and we've just received some information that some unidentified individual or individuals has gotten in contact with the developer and told them they're in possession of some documents and files having to do with the game. And if the developer does not give in to their demand for a ransom, these files are going to be released to the public. When this happened to Netflix with the new season of Orange is the New Black, they basically told these people to screw off. And again, CD Projekt Red is not going to be giving in to the demand for the ransom. This is the statement that CD Projekt Red has released on their official Twitter account. And bottom line, they're not giving in to the ransom demand, so these files might become public. But it sounds like anybody looking for an inside scoop on the game there might be some tidbits in there, but it sounds like these are older files that don't necessarily represent what the final version of the game is going to look like. So there might be some juicy tidbits of information for curious people in these files if they are released, but the developers are basically just sort of giving us a big spoiler warning here, saying, yes, these files might contain info about the game, but do you really want to know? So interesting approach for them to take with that, rather than being like, oh no, there's some juicy information in there that's getting out. They're sort of spinning it like, yeah, spoiler alert, there's some idiot might be releasing some info, so avoid it if you don't want things about the game ruined for you. So interesting approach there. I think that's actually very clever.
Cyberpunk, remember we had talked about Cyberpunk having had some big shakeups. We know that for sure the guy at the head has been replaced, and this new guy's come in, and now we had heard a rumor that they scrapped all the tech, which does make a little sense as they have been working on this thing for like 6 years. So if they wanted to upgrade to the latest version of their Witcher engine, and it wasn't necessarily a full scrap, but they did have to upgrade the engine considerably. If that happened, then that kind of would explain the rumors that we heard. But it also means that the game's coming out a lot sooner than we thought it was.
Yeah, we were anticipating
that it was going to be like 2020 by the time we were going to see it. But now the co-founder said something very interesting. He says the promotional campaign is already planned, and in one edit, he referenced that it was already ready to go. And we get another kind of confirmation with this in some more of what he said, in the sense that he wants to have the element of surprise, and they want to come out, announce the game, and then have it out within 6 months. That's more or less basically kind of what he said. He wants to have a big release at some big event. They're going to showcase it like crazy. We could possibly see this at Gamescom later this year. Highly doubtful. The GDC next spring, or maybe E3 next year. So those are the things that he was saying that he would like to announce it at. So now this is where we got some information. One of the sources that we had was for a particular gaming company in a particularly small country in the northern area in and around Europe, who's wanting to do a massive surprise publicity push, and they wanted it to be able to be planned, printed, and executed within 2 months. And the order was for 2018. So this means that they're basically, somebody's asking some questions about getting some stuff printed up. We're talking like physical advertisements that you bring to, a big gaming convention like, Gamescom. So one of the things that we found out for sure through multiple sources, including, actually I won't get into that, but one of the things that we found out for sure is that there are almost 400 people working on Cyberpunk 2077 right now.
That's an insane number of people.
That is an insane number of people. Now, previously, what we had thought a couple months ago, when some leaks kind of hit the webs, it turned out to be little less than accurate. Is that they had kind of downscaled the progress of the game, and they were really, really focusing on Gwent as far as like production and manpower goes. But turns out that they've actually been doing a lot of hiring, and that in fact most of the company have been working on Cyberpunk 2077.
We've got a few more fun stories and also some exciting stuff. One of those things is Cyberpunk 2077. So I've had some information. You wanted to drop a couple of hints about that, something that's coming down the road on our channel?
This is a tease. Yes, this is a tease. So we have leaks, and we have some pretty awesome leaks. Once we confirm them, we're going to be talking about these leaks, but the tease for this week is that we have uncovered some information on the game itself, on the gameplay, and a little bit of some behind-the-scenes stuff. We're still confirming that this is real and doing our best to double-check the sources. So we're going to do that first.
Yeah,
and
so we'll cover that.
So cool. I'm so excited. This is going to be so amazing.
Like and sub to catch all our future updates, and like we said, Cyberpunk 2077 leaks coming soon. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps us out a ton when you do that. Check out this video. It's one of our favorite things that we've done so far on our channel. And here's some more stuff you might like.